Excelencia in Education began in 2004 with a single mission: to accelerate Latino student success in higher education. We did so with a focus on clear information, analytical data, and the question, what works for Latino students? What you see by visiting our website, which is brand new today, being unveiled, and what you'll hear in the course of this next hour is just an example, play on words, just an example of what is to come for this great country, for our community, and for the quest of education. But the purpose of all of this is to provide you the narration of programs, departments, efforts with clear evidence of effectiveness in making the kinds of changes that we know this country needs and that our country and community deserve.
That we're in a very, very important time in our community, and Excelencia is part of that investment that we're making in the future of our community. An investment that begs the question, if we don't do it now, when? An investment that says there come political campaigns have consequences, and we're in the middle of a consequence right now. And that is, from my perspective, a good consequence. But with that consequence comes a window of opportunity to get some things done that we have been talking about, grinding our teeth about, wringing our hands about making the investment strategies that are necessary in our community. And I could think of no more important place than education.
I bring you greetings on behalf of 3.2 million of your colleagues who would gladly stand shoulder to shoulder with you to make sure that every child in America had the kind of education that prepared them for the world in which they will live. The Latino community is a vital and vibrant part of the changing of America. Your voice and your power are key to the future of the students we honor and celebrate as teachers and education support professionals in America's public schools.
We've got to work together on closing the achievement gap. I think the programs that will be receiving the awards and the finalists, it's just so impressive that this is what works. And I think, your community, our community really needs to speak up and say, these are evidence-based practices. This does work. Our institutions are hurting. There's tremendous pressure now to stop some of these programs because the revenues just are not. Endowments are down in the private universities, and in the public universities, the states are taking ERA funding that could have gone more so to save some of these programs, and they really are at risk. I know this from a lot of the California information that I'm getting. And so, we have to use the recovery money and these new funds, which we hope to have in very strategic ways to follow our students and track them and make sure that they succeed.
At the associate level, the program that was selected is the Puente program from the University of California. The Puente project is sponsored by the University of California in collaboration with 56 community colleges, annually serving over 9,500 community college students. About 78% of the students served by the Puente project are Latino. Over the course of its 28-year history, the Puente project has been exceptionally effective in serving the academic needs of Latino students. Frank Garcia, the director of the Puente program. Thank you. In 2006-07, less than 2% of bachelor's degrees earned by Latinos were in math and statistics or physical sciences in this country. The program that was selected as the baccalaureate recipient for Examples of Excelencia focuses on that very particular cluster of academic disciplines known as STEM. The program is Science Educational Enhancement Services, known as SEAS, at the California Polytechnic University. Representing SEAS to accept the 2009 Example of Excelencia for the baccalaureate level is Dr. Barbara Burke, Professor of Chemistry and Director of SEAS. In 2006-07, Latinos earned 3% of all PhDs conferred in health professions and related clinical sciences. The program selected as the graduate level example of excelencia is the Center for Behavioral and Community Health Studies, BAC, at San Diego State University. Its mission is to improve health through research, application, and evaluation of principles and programs related to health promotion, disease prevention, and behavioral change in community settings, with a special focus on the Latino community. Professor Dr. John P. Elder, Distinguished Professor of Public Health and the Director of BAC, and joined by two professors, both of whom are graduates of the program, Professor Guadalupe Ayala and Professor Elva Arredondo.
How fitting is it today that we get the unique opportunity to present a John Hope Franklin Award during a celebration of excellence. Today, we proudly add Dr. Arturo Madrid, Professor of Humanities at Trinity University, to this prestigious list.
I come to this gathering with the same concerns that have driven my professional life over 5 decades, that our institutions of higher education are principally structured to do better by the best and to do very well by them. But that increasingly, however, they find themselves unable or indisposed to do better by the rest. Not to advocate for increased educational opportunity, not to assure the necessary resources to accomplish that end, is to risk the health of our society and all of our institutions.
No more excuses. We're done already diagnosing the problems in education of Latinos. We know what's wrong, and now we know what works. What works at the associate level, at the baccalaureate level, and at the graduate level.
Not only do we focus on identifying what works, but we're also trying to find ways to take action ourselves as an organization. And I'd like to recognize we have in the audience some of our colleagues, because that's what you all are to us, that are taking action and exemplifying what it takes to improve, to accelerate Latino student success. We have the very good fortune of garnering some support from the Walmart Foundation. And I know in the audience we have representatives from the Walmart Foundation. I think we have the president, Margaret McKenna. Does she happen to be in the room? Yes, president of Walmart Foundation back behind us. Thank you very much. And other professionals from the Walmart company who I believe are here with us. And I wanted to especially acknowledge them because they have been instrumental in helping us not just to identify the things that are working, but then supporting the idea of what's replicable, what's scalable, how can we talk about the action that needs to be done that goes beyond a compendium and goes into serving more and more of our constituency. And we have in the audience representatives from the 20 Semillas campuses that have been awarded a grant to try and identify what's working, replicate, and bring to scale what's working. Could those of you who are Semillas grantees please stand and be recognized? Wonderful. Thank you all. Thank you very, very much. Wonderful. I also wanted to make sure and let you know we have a very special guest who has come to join us. Dr. Biden, Vice President Biden's spouse, has informed us very recently that she would take the time to be with us for a couple of moments. She has wanted to show her commitment and her support of those of you who day in and day out do the important work with students and make a difference. Thank you very much.